Hello friends, welcome to English with Afreen. We have prepared Band-9 answers for Cambridge IELTS-15, Speaking Test-3. Remember that all the answers are a little bit longer because they contain more information and ideas. Don't be afraid, listen and develop your imagination. Oh, please subscribe to the channel for more content. Now listen and learn.
Good morning, and welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Christian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. It has 3 parts. I will give instructions for each of the part. I am recording this test for marking purposes.
All right.
This is candidate number 930667, and the time is 11 o'clock. We are doing the exam in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And before we continue, can you please just show me your identification?
Here is my passport which I used to register for the exam, and you can take a look.
Great, and what is your full name?
My name is Afreen, and my family name is Yasmin. You can call me Afreen.
Okay, Afreen. For part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and a couple of questions on a general topic.
All right.
Do you work or study?
I actually do both at this moment. I work for a financial institution as a financial strategist. And I also study IELTS and also GRE for my higher studies.
Did you learn to swim when you were a child? Why? Why not?
Indeed I can. I am an experienced swimmer. My parents actually signed me up for swimming lessons when I was just a baby. I signed up for a swim team shortly after and swam competitively until my high school years. Furthermore, my father is a swimmer and always loved to take me on swimming adventures. So, I've always been a water person.
How often do you go swimming now? Why? Why not?
I swim a few times a week. Fortunately, the nearest swimming pool is just a 5-minute walk from my apartment. It's one of the few activities that make my mind rest.
What places are there for swimming where you live? Why?
Well, there aren't really that many places for swimming nearby where I live except for a couple of public swimming pools. The city in which I live now has built these swimming pools mainly to help young children have some fun during their holidays. All that pools are well equipped and nowadays are being popular to the youngsters.
Do you think it would be more enjoyable to go swimming outdoors or at an indoor pool? Why?
I do still prefer an indoor pool for several reasons. First, when swimming outdoors, I have to swim early or late in the day to avoid ultraviolet radiation. Indoors, of course, with hygiene is more guaranteed. But, in the air, of course, I feel more emotions. I enjoy swimming in the sun outside more for recreation than a workout.
Okay, Afreen, at this stage of the test, I will give you a card with a topic. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Don't worry if I stop you. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Here is the paper and pencil. Your 1-minute preparation starts now. Describe a famous business person that you know about. You should say who this person is, what kind of business this person is involved in, what you know about this business person, and explain what you think of this business person. Your 1-minute preparation is up. Would you start speaking now, please?
Well, there are many great and successful business persons in the world. I often like to read the life stories of successful business persons because they teach us many things. Their lives and professions are also inspiring for people. Today, I'd like to talk about one such person who is not only a successful business person, but also a very renowned philanthropist. The name of this entrepreneur and world-renowned philanthropist is Bill Gates. Anyway, I came to learn about Bill Gates about 20 years ago when I was in elementary school, and I started to learn to work on a computer. And one of my computer teachers told me that the computers we used were actually run by an operating system called Windows. Windows played an instrumental role in running computers, and the inventor of this revolutionary technology was Bill Gates. By the way, at that time, I had no clue how Windows transformed the computing world and who the person behind it was. Later on, I learned that this operating system took Bill Gates to the pinnacle of ultimate success and fame. Of course, the extraordinary talent of this brilliant person, born in 1955, became one of the most successful and richest persons in the history of the world. But, apart from his fine technological mind and business acumen, he is also a true entrepreneur in every sense because of his hard work, extraordinary ability to predict the future, and his willingness to never hold himself back from the challenge. These qualities made Bill Gates arguably one of the most successful business persons in the last 100 years. I consider Bill Gates as a successful business person primarily because he is one of the richest persons in the world today. Besides, it is Bill Gates who has built the world's largest software business, Microsoft, through technological innovation, keen business strategy, and aggressive business tactics, which indeed make him one of the most successful business persons in modern times.
Okay, I am going to stop you here. Please turn over the note paper and put it to the side. I am going to take back the card. And now we will continue with part 3. For part 3, I will ask you some questions regarding your part 2 response.
All right.
What kinds of people are most famous in your country today?
I think that the criteria for being famous in my country are no different from that of any other country in the world. But, generally speaking, movie stars, rich and successful sports persons, powerful political leaders, artists, and cultural icons are usually considered to be the most famous persons in my country today. Besides, successful businessmen also, with a huge sum of money, don't lag much behind in this race of being famous either in my country today, especially if they know how to take the advantage of different kinds of media.
Why are there so many stories about famous people in the news?
We all like to hear the success stories of the famous people around us because it doesn't only somehow makes us feel good about ourselves, but also offers us an excuse to identify ourselves with them. And the news people, working to publish it, take the advantage of these things and bring the stories of these famous people in light in order to make more sales and profit. Of course, many of these famous people also deliberately like to feature on the news because it helps them to advertise about their activities which actually made them famous, to begin with.
Do you agree or disagree that many young people today want to be famous?
I don't necessarily like to subscribe to the idea that any more young people want to be famous today than there used to be in the past. After all, people, be them young or old, have chased fame and success since time immemorial. Having said that, however, the difference is that there are just more opportunities for anybody, including the young people, to become famous today than in the past, apparently because we all want just more out of our lives today in one way or another, and have the huge benefits of using the technology that is unprecedented.
Do you think it is easy for famous people to earn a lot of money?
Yes, I do agree that once people get famous, it becomes easy for them to earn a lot of money. After all, being famous means being successful, and when someone is famous and successful, we all like to see them, hear them, and become like them. Naturally, the business and the corporate world want to take the advantage of their fame and face value by paying them more in order to make a profit, or other kinds of gains for their business. Besides, many of the famous people also have some natural talent or abilities to do things in a better way than the average people that bring them a large sum of money.
Why might famous people enjoy having fans?
Well, the reason is very simple. Basically, without fans, they have no fame, no success, no job, no money, and probably no happiness. They must maintain a certain sort of relationship with their fans, else they risk losing significant amounts of money and popularity. Besides, famous people are people just like you and me, and so, they also thrive on human interaction just as most other human beings do. It would be great to always have people to talk to and have people to compliment as often as it is possible.
In what ways could famous people use their influence to do good things in the world?
Famous people have tremendous leverage to do good things. Since they are famous, they have the power to communicate and reach to a large group of people. And since they can reach a large group of people through the internet, television, and other kinds of print media, they can easily create some sort of awareness or opinion in favor of some noble causes. Besides, if famous people request their fans to do something constructive for the betterment of humanity, the fans would be more than happy to oblige.
Thank you. This is the end of your speaking test.
Thank you very much.
Follow these tips to get a good band and IELTS speaking test. 1. When you talk, you should only look at your notes briefly. Don't read directly from your notes. 2. Don't be afraid to disagree with the opinions the examiner expresses. 3. It is important to have your own opinion to current issues. There is no problem if you provide any false information. 4. If you run out of ideas after 1 minute, give yourself a fresh start by looking at the task in the booklet again. 5. It's important to listen carefully to the examiner's questions so that you can answer in the correct tense. 6. When you answer yes, no questions, please answer the questions first and then give reasons for your answer. Don't simply answer yes or no. 7. Make good eye contact with the examiner from the moment you enter the room and answer in a polite and friendly way. Your body language plays an important role in communication. 8. Make sure that you arrive 45 minutes before your test so that you are not hurrying and have time to relax. If possible, please visit the test center before the day of your test so that you are familiar with where you need to go. The speaking test is a natural conversation. If you try to give a prepared speech, the examiner will interrupt you and ask you a different question. So try to be natural all the time.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.